right, we have Apple today. They just released Q3 2025 earnings. We'll take a look at what's happening. They just posted some good numbers. Honestly, didn't think they were going to do that great, but year to date, Apple's down 14%. Looks like this year they're in a little bit of a slump. Nothing too crazy, no new releases or anything. So they are a huge company, a $3 trillion company, $200. Let's check out Q3. All right, straight to the fundamentals. We have the latest numbers over here to the right. We'll start with total revenue. So as you can kind of see in total revenue, it's been kind of flat. They've been growing 4%, 6%, 3%. Nothing crazy, but this quarter was one of the biggest quarters they've actually had, posting $94 billion. That is up over 9% year over year. And then when you take a look at earnings per share, this top line right here, posting $1.57 versus $1.40. That is up 12% year over year. That is the best quarter in their top line they've had for about 6-7 quarters. In 2023, they're posting some good numbers. They haven't had these type of numbers for a while. Profit margins looking good. Profit margins have actually increased in the past 2 years. Actually, in the past 3 years, profit margins have been increasing. In 2022, 2023, it was hovering around 42%, 44%. Profit margins are at 47% for Apple. That's looking good. Latest free cash flow, we have cash flow from operations posting $23 billion. This company is a cash machine, cash producing machine, up 5% year over year, and free cash flow per share up 3% year over year. So nothing too crazy different on the cash flow part, but it did grow a little bit. Lastly, net income posting $24.7 billion. That is up 4% year over year. Not too much growth in the past couple quarters. Q3 of 2025 was one of the best growth we've seen in a while for Apple. So what is causing this growth? Well, one of the major things they talk about is an acceleration of growth around the world, especially in Greater China. Looks like China for Apple is their main markets right now. This is where they'll be able to expand, especially on their Mac and iPhone sales. Let's just take a look at some of these numbers. All right, so Greater China, double-digit growth across iPhone, Mac, and services on the latest reports. We'll start with the iPhone, their main product. June quarter alone, revenue growth for iPhone grew 13% year over year. That is huge. The MacBook Air has been their best-selling MacBook this year. People are loving this one with the M4 chip. The Mac category grew 15% year over year. And lastly, their services revenue. Record revenues up 13% year over year. Double-digit growth in developed and emerging markets. They've been having some bangers on their Apple TV. If you haven't seen Severance, you're missing out. On a side note, Apple has shipped their 3 billionth iPhone since its launch in 2007. They just shipped their 3 billionth iPhone. The stickiness that Apple has created on their iPhone, like everyone's like this. Everyone all day is just on their iPhones like that. One of the strongest brands out there and one of the most popular products out there, iPhone. You can't beat it. They also have new store locations in Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, India, and Osaka, Japan, all opening up. So they are currently expanding. Let's take a look at their balance sheet. Check out what's happening with their cash, guys. In 2019, September of 2019, they had over $100 billion in cash and investments. They are down to half of that, $48 billion. And then when you go to long-term debt, they probably have a lot of long-term debt. Yeah, $78 billion in long-term debt. What are the interest payments? They're not paying any interest on that long-term debt. Looks like for the past 3 years, they're not paying any interest on that long-term debt, so we'll have to look into that. Looks like they've secured some really good loans, $78 billion in long-term debt, but with no interest. Past 3 years, looks like there's no interest on this long-term debt. During the quarter, Apple returned over $27 billion to shareholders, $3.9 billion in dividends, and $21 billion in open market purchases. Remember, guys, Apple does have one of the biggest share buyback programs out there, which is probably helping out their earnings per share by eliminating some of the shares in the open market. Let's take a look at the share count. Yep. So check it out. So from 2019, they had 17 billion shares, down to 14 billion. So they are buying back a lot of their shares. Total, they just got an upgrade from Jefferies this month. And no insider buying. Institutional ownerships, pretty flat. Nothing exciting. Apple is just pretty much a cash cow now. It's not a growth company anymore. The latest product they have, it's just not hitting. I don't think it's going to hit at all. But the Apple Vision Pro, I don't know anyone who's buying this or wearing. I've never seen anyone wear it. It's not a hit. It's not a hit. Like, who's actually buying this? Innovation for Apple has slowed down a lot. And what they are pushing now is just pretty much their iPhone line, their services revenue. I mean, take a look at this data right here. Here we have Apple's sales revenue from 2021 pretty much flat. You'll always see a bump in Q4 because that's when they release the new iPhones. But other than that, if you think about it, if you look at it, pretty much been flat. And then this is the total cash. This is total cash of Apple since 2021. As you can see, it's just dropping. So they are spending a lot of cash buying back shares and also paying dividends to shareholders. Apple is a cash cow now. So if you're looking for more of a stable company, Apple's never going away. Everyone's going to be stuck on their iPhone for a couple years. But it's just not the growth company it was anymore. Although they did have a really good quarter in Q3 2025, unless they start pushing more into the AI arena, I feel like they're falling behind compared to Google, Meta. The one thing they have going for them is they have teamed up for OpenAI. So OpenAI is in pretty much everyone's iPhone now. But other than that, I feel like the growth category for Apple has diminished. So we'll just have to wait and see if they come out with anything new. But as of right now, this is just a cash cow. So just a quick little review on Q3 earnings call just released. Apple up after hours, $3 trillion company. Can they become a $4 trillion company soon? We shall see. Thanks for watching this updated video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.